It has been 2 years since Hamas massacred 1,200 Israelis and took another 250 hostage, and 2 years since Israel retaliated, killing tens of thousands of Gazans, thousands of them children, and displacing millions more in an effort, they argue, to eliminate Hamas. Today, many in Gaza, along with hostage families and the majority of Israeli citizens, are calling for the war to end. Joining us now, Ruby Hen, the father of U.S.-Israeli citizen Itai Hen, the youngest U.S. citizen taken hostage on October 7th. Ruby, thank you for joining me. First off, tell me where you are right now.
It is a national ceremony for the attacks of October 7th. We have here families of hostage families, those that were killed, as well as injured. It's about 50,000 people. Which is a non-government event, actually. I think it's good that it's a non-government event to show solidarity amongst all the people without putting politics into this.
What are you asking for right now, 2 years since the first attack?
I think it's the same thing, Kathy, that we asked from day one. Like, my kid, U.S. citizen, he was there protecting the ceasefire that was in place. He was taken by a terrorist organization that to this date has not, A, acknowledged that he is in their possession, and B, what his physical status is. And, it is the lowest type of psychological warfare possible. And they've been using these hostages for 2 years to get political achievements. I welcomed the president 2 weeks ago at the UN. He put in place a peace plan that highlights that the hostages need to come out first. It should be decoupled from all the other day after issues in Gaza. And there are still U.S. citizens that are left behind, including my son. I think it's about time to bring them back.
Why do you, or what do you want to hear from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? Do you believe that he's treated you with respect?
I think the Prime Minister, unfortunately, has put politics into this. I think he should have understood as the person that was responsible for what happened on October 7th, and in his responsibility that 1,200 Israeli citizens were killed, for about 20 different nationalities, including 46 U.S. citizens. I think he could have found a way to at least allow the hostage families to be in a different place 2 years after. When he put together the war objectives, there were a number of them, including dismantling of Hamas, making sure that October 7th doesn't happen, and putting the conditions in place for a hostage deal. And when you have a number of objectives, they don't always stand one with the other on the same timeline. Sometimes they are even in friction, one with the other. And it's unfortunate because the fact is we're still standing here 2 years after. And we are glad that the president has put in, Steve Witkoff and Mr. Jared Kushner, that has a history in putting together an international coalition with Arab countries, with the Abraham Accords, to hopefully we see so many people coming into Egypt tomorrow, including the Prime Minister of Qatar, the head of intelligence of Turkey. It seems like everyone's coming together to put the final screws on Hamas and the Israelis to get a deal to allow us to be whole again and be with our family members again.
There's a poll out of Israel that shows that the majority of Israelis want the war to end, and also the majority of Israelis want Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to resign either immediately or after this war is over. Do you believe that might be clouding his decisions?
I think we need to decouple between the two polls. I think that there is a significant majority that wish the war to end in order to bring the hostages out. The political questions, I think, the Prime Minister needs to think hard if he is indeed the person that could take the state of Israel to its next chapter of rehabilitation. I would go back to history in 1973. After the war that the Israelis had, Golda Meir, the Israeli Prime Minister, understood she could not be part of the rehabilitation and stepped aside. I think the Prime Minister also needs to think, how he fits into the next chapter of the nation of Israel.
Ruby, thank you very much for joining us. Our thoughts are with you on this sad day. Thank you for joining us.